Ancient technologies and mysteries. Imagine finding out that ancient civilizations had technology that we are only now beginning to understand. Computers that could predict eclipses 2,000 years ago. Batteries that generated electricity in ancient Babylon. And construction techniques so advanced that modern engineers can't figure out how they were built. Today we are uncovering ancient technologies that suggest our ancestors weren't primitive cave dwellers. And sophisticated engineers who may have had access to knowledge that's been deliberately hidden from us. We'll explore precision-cut stones that fit together without mortar, ancient flight descriptions that match modern aircraft design, and archaeological evidence that suggests some civilizations had access to power sources we haven't identified yet. But here's the most shocking discovery: these technologies appear across different continents and time periods, suggesting a global network of advanced knowledge that mainstream history refuses to acknowledge. Welcome back to History in the Shadow. I'm your S-colored Kadak, and this channel is dedicated to exploring the advanced technologies and engineering marvels that ancient civilizations achieved, often surpassing what we can accomplish today. For over 6 years, we've been investigating archaeological sites, analyzing ancient texts, and working with engineers to understand how our ancestors achieved the impossible. Today's episode will challenge everything you think you know about ancient human capabilities and reveal technologies that were supposedly invented thousands of years after they actually existed. The computer that predates Silicon Valley by 2,000 years. Our journey begins with perhaps the most shocking discovery in archaeological history: the Antikythera mechanism. Discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece in 1901, this bronze device sat in museums for decades before scientists realized what they were looking at: an ancient analog computer capable of calculating astronomical positions with incredible precision. The mechanism contains over 80 bronze gears arranged in a complex system that could predict eclipses, track the movements of known planets, and calculate the timing of the Olympic Games. X-ray analysis revealed inscriptions and gear ratios that demonstrate mathematical knowledge that wasn't supposed to exist until the Renaissance. The precision of the gear cutting rivals modern manufacturing techniques. But here's what makes this discovery truly mind-blowing: the device dates to approximately 150 to 100 BC, yet the mathematical principles it uses weren't rediscovered until the 14th century. This suggests that ancient Greek civilization had access to advanced mathematical and engineering knowledge that was somehow lost and only recently recovered. Ancient electricity. The Baghdad Battery mystery. In 1936, German archaeologist Wilhelm Koenig made a discovery in Iraq that challenged our understanding of ancient technology. Buried near Baghdad, he found clay jars containing copper cylinders and iron rods, objects that, and filled with an acidic solution, generate electrical current exactly like a modern battery. These Baghdad batteries date to approximately 250 BC to 250 AD, placing them over 1,800 years before Alessandro Volta supposedly invented the first battery in 1800. Electrochemical tests have confirmed that these devices can produce 1.1 to 2.0 volts of electricity when activated with vinegar or wine. The question that haunts archaeologists is, what did ancient Mesopotamians use electricity for? Some researchers suggest they were used for electroplating, coating objects with thin layers of gold or silver. This theory is supported by the discovery of gold-plated objects from the same time period that show no hammer marks or other signs of traditional gold leafing techniques. But the implications go deeper. If ancient civilizations had access to electricity, what other electrical applications might they have developed? Ancient texts from various cultures described divine fire and sacred flames that never went out, possibly referring to electrical lighting systems. Precision stonework that defies explanation. Perhaps the most visible evidence of ancient advanced technology is the precision stonework found at sites worldwide. At Puma Punku in Bolivia, massive stone blocks weighing up to 800 tons have been cut with such precision that they fit together perfectly without mortar, with tolerances that modern machinery struggles to achieve. These blocks feature complex interlocking designs, perfectly straight edges, and smooth surfaces that appear to have been machine-cut. The hardest stones at the site are made of diorite and granite, materials that can only be shaped with diamond-tipped tools or advanced cutting techniques. Yet mainstream archaeology claims these were carved using bronze tools and stone hammers. Similar precision work appears at Sacsayhuaman in Peru. And massive limestone blocks weighing over 200 tons are fitted together so precisely that you can't slide a knife blade between them. The blocks feature complex angles and curves that would require advanced mathematical calculations and precision cutting equipment to achieve. The mystery deepens when we examine the logistics. How did ancient people quarry, transport, and precisely position stones weighing hundreds of tons? Modern construction projects require massive cranes and specialized equipment to handle such weights, yet ancient builders somehow managed these feats using supposedly primitive technology. Ancient flight, more than mythology? Ancient texts from multiple cultures contain detailed descriptions of flying vehicles that bear striking resemblances to modern aircraft design. The Sanskrit epics of India, written thousands of years ago, described vimanas, flying vehicles capable of traveling vast distances, underwater travel, and even spaceflight. The Vimana Shastras provide technical specifications for these craft, including details about construction materials, fuel sources, and flight controls. Some descriptions match modern understanding of aerodynamics so closely that NASA engineers have studied these texts for insights into advanced propulsion systems. Ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs at Abydos appear to show helicopters, submarines, and aircraft that bear striking resemblances to modern military vehicles. While mainstream Egyptologists dismiss these as pareidolia, seeing patterns where none exist, the precision and consistency of these images suggests they may represent actual technology. Mayan carvings show figures that appear to be operating complex machinery, complete with what look like breathing apparatus, control panels, and propulsion systems. The famous astronaut of Palenque sarcophagus lid shows a figure in what appears to be a cockpit, surrounded by flames and mechanical elements. Advanced metallurgy and impossible alloys. Ancient metallurgical achievements present another technological mystery. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, erected around 400 AD, stands 23 feet tall and weighs over 6 tons, yet shows no signs of rust after 1,600 years of exposure to monsoons and weather. Metallurgical analysis reveals an iron purity and composition that modern foundries struggle to replicate. Ancient Damascus steel, produced between 300–1700 AD, was legendary for its strength, flexibility, and distinctive watered pattern. Despite centuries of attempts, modern metallurgists only recently discovered the secret: carbon nanotubes naturally formed during the forging process, creating a composite material that rivals modern steel alloys. The Nazca lines in Peru contain traces of advanced metallurgy that shouldn't exist. Soil samples from the lines contain microscopic iron spherules with properties that suggest they were created by intense heat application, possibly from advanced tools or energy sources that ancient peoples shouldn't have possessed. Ancient optics and precision instruments. Ancient civilizations demonstrated optical knowledge that rivaled modern understanding. The Nimrud lens, discovered in Assyria and dating to 750 BC, is ground with such precision that it could function as a telescope lens. This suggests ancient peoples had advanced knowledge of optics centuries before Galileo supposedly invented the telescope. Roman concrete has proven superior to modern concrete in many applications, particularly underwater construction. Analysis reveals that Roman engineers used volcanic ash and lime in precise ratios that create self-healing properties, allowing their structures to strengthen over time rather than deteriorate. Ancient Chinese seismographs could detect earthquakes hundreds of miles away using bronze mechanisms so sensitive they rival modern instruments. The device, created by Zhongheng in 132 AD, used pendulum principles and mechanical amplification that demonstrate advanced understanding of physics and precision engineering. The global network of knowledge. What makes these technological achievements truly mysterious is their global distribution. Similar advanced techniques appear simultaneously across different continents with no apparent contact between civilizations. This suggests either parallel development of identical technologies or a global network of knowledge sharing that mainstream history doesn't acknowledge. Ancient maps show impossible geographical knowledge, coastlines that were supposedly unknown, land masses that were covered by ice, and mathematical projections that require advanced surveying techniques. The Mercator projection, supposedly invented in 1569, appears in much older maps with identical mathematical principles. Suppressed technologies and lost knowledge. Many ancient technologies seem to have been deliberately suppressed or lost. The ancient library of Alexandria reportedly contained detailed technical manuals and engineering specifications that were destroyed when the library burned. Similar destructions of ancient knowledge centers occurred worldwide, suggesting systematic suppression of advanced technologies. Some researchers propose that certain technologies were considered too dangerous for widespread use and were deliberately hidden by ancient priesthoods and ruling classes. This theory is supported by references in ancient texts to forbidden knowledge and divine technologies that were restricted to initiated elites. Modern rediscoveries and reverse engineering. Remarkably, many modern inventions are actually rediscoveries of ancient technologies. The steam engine, supposedly invented in the 18th century, was described and built by Hero of Alexandria in the 1st century AD. Concrete, invented in the modern era, was used extensively by Romans with superior properties to modern formulations. Ancient analog computers, precision optics, electrical devices, and advanced metallurgy demonstrate that our ancestors had access to scientific principles that we've only recently understood. This raises profound questions about the nature of human technological development and whether we are advancing or simply recovering lost knowledge. Implications for modern science. If ancient civilizations possessed advanced technologies that we are only now rediscovering, what does this say about human progress? Rather than a linear advancement from primitive to sophisticated, human technological development may be cyclical, with periods of high achievement followed by collapse and rediscovery. This cyclical model is supported by geological evidence of global catastrophes that could have destroyed advanced civilizations, leaving only scattered survivors to preserve fragments of their knowledge in myths, monuments, and hidden artifacts that we are still discovering today. The evidence for ancient advanced technologies is overwhelming and growing every year. From computers that predate Silicon Valley by millennia to metallurgy that surpasses modern capabilities, our ancestors achieved technological feats that challenge everything we think we know about human development. If this exploration of forbidden technologies opened your mind to new possibilities, hit that like button to help us reach more people who are ready for the truth about our past. Subscribe and ring the notification bell because next week we are investigating ancient energy systems that may have powered entire civilizations, and the evidence suggests they were cleaner and more efficient than anything we use today. Leave a comment below sharing which ancient technology amazed you most. And don't forget to check out our previous episodes where we dive even deeper into archaeological anomalies that mainstream science refuses to acknowledge. Remember, understanding our true technological heritage is the key to unlocking humanity's full potential. Until next time, keep questioning the accepted narrative. Here's the question that will challenge your perspective. If ancient civilizations had access to advanced technologies that we are only now rediscovering, what does that tell us about human intelligence and capability throughout history? Do you think modern humans are actually more primitive than our ancestors in some ways? And that we are slowly catching up to knowledge that was once commonplace? Or do you believe these ancient achievements were the result of lost contact with extraterrestrial civilizations who shared their technology with early humans? Share your theory in the comments. Are we advancing forward or remembering backward? Goodbye, sweet dream.